Hi you guys out there in YouTube land, and yes, I'm making a third video, which will probably not be uploaded consecutively or with any of the other videos, but if I don't sit and make it now, I just won't do it, because I'll be like, meh, don't want it. That's why I always make videos in chunks. So I wanted to talk to everyone about the dilemma I had with the hobby and how I came about this close to just quitting the hobby and walking away from the community. So if you watched my Wine and Dollies, my last one, you know that I've dealt with a lot of death and a lot of bad stuff, and I've had a hard time at work, and things have been trying. And as anyone who is in this hobby right now who doesn't have their blinders on can tell, the community is toxic. It's very toxic in places, and people can't even speak their mind or anything, or they just end up getting told, you know, there's someone's mad at them. This is that. This is this. How dare you? You're this. You're that. And it's hard for me to deal with, because when it comes to me, a lot of these issues, there is no other side. I'm sorry. There will never be a pro-recast side to me. It's just, there's no argument for that side. It's stealing versus not stealing. It's, I work my ass off for my stuff. Why can't you? And either way, you don't need these to live. So it's not food and shelter. So it just, to me, it's mind-boggling that the fight is happening constantly. And then there are people misusing the word bullying, which really just makes me want to make a huge rant video about that, because if you think me telling you that your recasts are wrong or not okay, and I would prefer not to see them in my hobby, if you think that's bullying, you must have had a nice life. Really, if that's the worst. Anyways, we'll just skip past that. And get to the fact that I got really depressed. Probably can tell it in videos. I gained weight. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped caring what I shoveled down my gullet. And I looked at my dolls, and I felt like I lost who they are. I feel like, due to my depression and how upset I was, the end of my story that the majority of my dolls coexist in ended. And it ended tragically. It just, if you've ever had a story in your head, you know what I mean? Like, you write the story, but in a way they kind of write themselves. And you don't always have control, because you can force the ending you want, but if it doesn't come naturally, it doesn't come naturally. And the end of my story popped into my head in my depression, which I wish it didn't, and I wish it would have came from a different place, because it's very tragic, and it's not what I wanted. but it kind of settled, and it didn't want to change. Even as I got better and I wasn't as depressed and I was feeling at least somewhat better in between bad things happening, it's just like, no, this is the ending. It is what it is. And that was the first time where I looked at that collection of dolls and went, do I want you in my life anymore? Like, because you're a tragedy now. You're a literal tragedy sitting on my shelf staring at me. And I'm playing with a light pin because I don't have a doll in my hand because I didn't feel like it was appropriate for this video. I put that down. So I struggled. And I tried to come up with a different ending in my head. I tried to force something, and it wasn't working. Nothing was going the way I wanted it to go. And I was just like, okay. And then I had to decide what I wanted to do. And the thing is, in the story, one of my first dolls, you know, way back when, my second SD doll, that character just died. That's how it worked out. That's how the ending worked out. And I think that's probably the only reason I didn't just sell all those dolls, because I've always been stupid attached to that doll. And loved everything about that doll. I love the body of that doll, even though it is majorly annoying. It looks gorgeous. And I've just always been super attached to that doll. That doll is my mini-me, essentially, in some ways. And then I was like, that doll is my mini-me, and in my story, it just dies horribly. Oh, yay. Now I know where my brain's at. It's just really weird. And it took me a while to get through that and to get over that and to realize, A, I might have point A, the beginning, and point Z, the end. But there's still everything in between, and it still exists even if I know that character's gonna die. And so I got a little bit better, and I was feeling better, and everything settled down. But I still came to the conclusion that I was considering dropping out of the community side of this hobby because of the toxicness. It's just, I have all these, what I consider real problems, just barreling through my family. And even the things that don't hurt me as much are hurting the people who mean the most to me. And the pettiness of things that are being argued, and to me, how they're just completely unarguable, it doesn't matter. I was just like, well, you know, you could just walk away. So I considered never making another YouTube video again. Sorry about that. Boyfriend came out of his room, and I'm directly beside the bathroom, and you didn't want to hear that. So, anyways, I consider just never making another YouTube video, just letting my Instagram only be whatever I feel like posting at the time, dropping out of the YouTube thing, and just going on as I was, just way less active. And then I realized that's not really what I wanted, and it just took me a while. And that's how I came to finally making the last 3 videos that you'll see. My wine and dollies, my announcement video, and this one. And a lot of it was, I already paid for the BJD retreat, so I was going one way or the other. So I came out of it, and there was a part of me that knew it would, but it just took a lot. and it took time. And I reworked a lot of things in my life, not just dolly related, but a lot of things I was using to just waste time. And instead of doing productive things that I want to do, like go to the gym, walk the dog, listen to audiobooks, instead I just lay on the couch and watch mindless YouTube videos that mean nothing. I mean, literally, like, top 10 stupid things that stupid, you know, that type of thing, and just mindlessly watch them. And I cut out a lot of that. I cut out a lot of those YouTube subscriptions and stuff like that, and I went in and decided, well, why I'm making huge cuts to my life. I financially went through everything that I was spending excess money on that I wasn't getting the full value of, like comic subscriptions that I haven't read because of my depression in months. I'm so far behind, like there's no point. I should just, you know, by the time I read what I have, the trade paperbacks for the next ones will be out. I can just get the trade paperbacks. So I did that mainly because in the end, after all of that, I've decided that I actually want to focus on the doll hobby. Maybe not as much on the community side. It's going to be more of the videos I make are going to be whatever. Not really structured. Not really this. Not really that. It's just going to be whatever pops in my mind, whatever I want to do. Probably like today, where I just sit down and make a bunch of videos back to back to back. And then, you know, things that interest me, box openings and stuff like that. Because of course I got $4 coming. If you've watched my other videos, you know Medwina Dollies explains the tale of the 4 dolls that decided to come to my house all at the same time. And by the same time, I mean, one should be here soon, the other one should be, stop it, soonish, the other one should be in like 2 or 3 months, and I don't know what soon's waiting time is, so that could be God knows how long from now. And on top of that, there are other things that I really want. And considering the restructuring of my finances, hopefully after around the Christmas time, when we hit into January, I am hoping to be in a more financially sound state where I can fix everything from all these dolls, get all my Christmas presents out of the way, get all my boyfriend's birthday presents out of the way, because it's our anniversary, his birthday, Christmas. It's like anniversary, month off, his birthday, month off, Christmas, month off, my birthday. We did not plan this. It is literally every other month. So, since I'm getting that all fleshed out, I'm hoping by January or February, everything will even out. And at that point, I want to really focus on my dolls and finish some of the ones that need finishing. Get clothes that better fit the doll. Possibly reshell a doll or two. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I've always thought about reshelling the twins. It's just a large undertaking because they're twins. So hopefully in 2019 it will be my resolution to really get my dolls just all to what I would consider default mode. You know, I want all my dolls to have the face up they should have, the clothes they should have, the eyes they should have, the wigs I would like for them, I would say shoes, but we all know that's a lie, because if you know anything about me, not a dang one of my dolls wears shoes except for like 3. I'm not a shoe lady. I'm just not. So, maybe I'll get some shoes. I don't know what it is about doll shoes, but I'm just perfectly fine with all of my babies running around just barefooted. I'm from the South. We run around barefooted. So, and also every time I like a pair of shoes, I put the doll in it and the doll magically can't stand anymore. So I'm just like, you know what? Screw you, shoes. No one likes shoe anyways. There are a few dolls who have like default shoes. Like, these are their shoes and they work perfectly. Then there are just ones that have never had a pair of shoes on their feet. I'm getting off on a weird tangent. Yeah. So, that is the roller coaster of life I went on with almost deciding to straight up sell main characters. Decide not to sell main characters. Decide probably gonna just quit the entire BJD hobby and just be happy with what I have and be done with it, but not sell much of nothing. To going, you know what? I'm going full hilt again. Just bang! Full. Straight full. Get it all done. So, about that. It was a rough last few months. And I hope that even if more happens, because Murphy's Law, that I can stick to how I'm feeling now. I can stick to the things that are making me happy. Stick to my, I'm going to the gym and walking my dog and listening to my audiobooks and playing with my dolls. That's what I want to do. Anyway, so that's it. I guess I will see y'all in the next video, whatever or whenever that may be. I have not a clue.